through the very simple 3 cog system here. That would make the weights at the top simply go backwards and forwards, and that would count off time. And it's not very accurate, so it only has one hand, so it could be quarter past, it could be half past, you don't know, but I'm sure 350 years ago they weren't really that bothered. Not like today. So over the next 100 years, people are busily working away and perfecting the pendulum clock where the weight is now underneath, a lot more accurate. When that arrives here, they simply put it into a little wooden house. And then they need to put something on the front, which they take the simplest form, a rectangle of wood, and put this on the front as a face, and they start to produce clocks like these. And because of the shape, it reminds people of a shield, so they call them shield clocks. And they also start exporting now out of the Black Forest, so they start painting the clocks different colours for different people. And if you know the English people, their taste is quite conservative, so they like clocks which are just plain white with black numbers, something very super popular in Britain. And over here is an example of one that was exported to France. French people are very different. They like colours, they like things which stand out, flowers, animals. So they realised everyone is a little different. And then 250 years ago, somebody thinks, well, I'm going to make a clock, and I think everyone's going to like it. And that's the first time we see our friend the cuckoo. And for us, that's very, very simple, but I'm sure 250 years ago, they looked at that in the same way today. People look at big flat-screen televisions or computers, and wow, and get really excited. Not just so happy by putting a little cuckoo in there. Here's another clock somebody thought of. It's called the dumpling eater. Here the man sits on top of the clock every hour and every half an hour and treats himself. He never complains the food is the same. And he never gets any fatter. The ideal man. And next to that we have another clock somebody thought of called the mother-in-law clock. And there's a man working away, and his mother-in-law likes to remind him how lucky he is to have married her beautiful daughter, and he should work very, very hard for her, so that she has enough, and in case he forgets, this is how she likes to remind him. You can see mother-in-laws are the same all over the world. So the next big change here in the Black Forest was 150 years ago. They wanted a completely new design, and the man who so they had a competition. The man who won it was an architect, and he was working on the railways. And 150 years ago, railways were again the newest technology. And he won with this design, simply called the station house clock. It's meant to represent one of the little houses that went along the railways in those days. People adopted this design. Quite quickly, they started to replace the simple lead. They started to produce clocks showing off the Black Forest and making huge complicated clocks like this. And to give you an idea how much work goes into a clock this size, the tree, the grass, the two deer and the second tree, all carved from a single piece of wood. And again at the top, with the exception of the bird, it's all carved from a single piece of wood. And the wood they use is a wood that is grown throughout the Black Forest. It's a soft wood, and in the English-speaking world, they call it lime or basswood. German-speaking parts of the world, they call it Lindenholz. And normally when you see a tree cut through the side, you see lots of little lines where it's been growing. And here you'll see hardly anything at all. So that allows the craftsman then to use the whole of the wood. And that's a softwood. So they use 2 kinds of wood to make a cuckoo clock. A hardwood and a softwood. This is the hardwood. Has to be nice and strong for the box to keep everything together. And then they take the softwood and simply make the designs, and that sits here in the front. Sometimes flowers, animals, birds. And then they have what we call the crown. And the crown again is the softwood, and that simply sits on here on the top.